I'm your host, Emma Agnew, and my guest today is Reverend Charlene Johnson. Reverend Johnson is part of the North Jonesboro Neighborhood Initiative, which is an organization that promotes the engagement and organization of residents to bring about change in their own communities and neighborhoods by using their collective voice to speak up and to get things done. Reverend Johnson is with the Quality of Life Committee. Good morning, Reverend Johnson.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm doing fine, and thank you for having me today.
Thank you. Good to have you here. So you are part of the Quality of Life Committee of the NJNI. Would you tell us a little bit about what the Quality of Life Committee does?
We are a group of citizens that came together to address any issue that impacts the quality of life. We're also interested in finding ways to solve these issues. So anything that affects people, we're concerned about.
Give me some examples of some projects that you may work on in the future or have worked on, of some things that this covers.
Last year we partnered with North Jonesboro Garden Association for a block party. We provided food and we provided volunteers for that event. We want to deal with education, affordable health care. Not necessarily that we can do it, but we can point people in the right direction to get what they need.
Okay.
And just even housing.
Okay. Okay.
That's all issues that impact our quality of life.
Okay. Thank you. You all also do community gardens, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. But we're here today to talk about this huge project that your committee is working on. Would you tell us about that? Would you tell us about this event that's coming up?
Well, it's the Fashion Share Outreach Program, King and Queens for a Day.
Okay.
And it's scheduled for May 9th
Okay.
at 12, from 12 to 4 at North Point Church of Christ, 500 Pepper Street here in Jonesboro.
What is this event about?
Well, we want to do something for homeless people and the disenfranchised. By disenfranchised, we mean near homeless too. We want to try to fill in the gap for people that are really struggling right now.
You mentioned doing something for the homeless. This event is going to be about providing a day for homeless and near homeless. Talk a little bit about homelessness in Jonesboro.
Well, I don't know the exact statistics, but I'm told that there's at least 200 people that are definitely homeless without any type of shelter at all.
Okay.
But the disenfranchised, the near homeless, is a larger population. They may be living with friends or family members,
Right.
but they don't have a place of their own.
Okay, so where did this idea originate from? How did you all come up with this idea?
I spoke with a member of my church some years back about wanting to do something real serious in the community, and she gave me the contact information for Paula Davis. She's the Fashion Share Coordinator with the National Baptist Convention. This is part of their platform now, and she brought it to them. And she gave me the outline for the event, and she invited it to me in 2008 when the National Baptist was in Memphis.
Okay.
And it was amazing. They provided a very nice meal. They allowed people to go shopping in the clothing and donations that were donated to them.
Okay.
And they just really made people feel special for one particular day.
Give me a little bit more about the day activity. On May 9th, as people begin to arrive, tell us a little bit about what's going to happen and what you will see that day.
Well, when people arrive, there's going to be a meet and greet where we make them comfortable, make sure that they're welcome,
Okay.
and get them seated and make sure that they're comfortable. And we're going to have a brief program, which basically is a meet and greet and words of encouragement.
Okay.
And then we're going to serve them a hot meal. Some people believe that, hot dogs and hamburgers are all right, but for me, Mother's Day is good home cooking.
Okay.
So even though they may not be able to go home for Mother's Day, but that's Saturday, we want to give them a good meal
Okay.
and make them feel really welcome and at home, let them know somebody cares about them.
Okay. So how can the community help? If someone is watching and thinking, that sounds like a great idea, that's a great event, I really want to be involved, how can they help? How can the community get involved?
Well, we need donations of clothing, more specifically children clothing, all sizes. We request that they be in fair condition and that they be clean. But underwear and socks we really need in great demand because these things have to be new. And we prefer that they be in a package that we can separate them to people can get X amount of socks depending on the donations. But those are the two main needs that we have now that we are really short of. We still need all sizes of clothing, but these two needs are the most demanding right now that we're not coming in close to what we need for the event.
Okay. Are you going to be providing anything other than clothing and a meal that day?
It depends on the donations. We're asking for anything that you think a homeless person may need, whether
Okay.
it's furnishings, just whatever you feel that you have that you wanted to give to the homeless. Because some people are looking for homes and they need furniture or whatever, and we want to be able to address those needs according to whatever donations we get.
Okay, and I believe also you mentioned earlier that you're going to provide care packages.
Yes, ma'am. We're doing
personal
hope
care,
bags.
yeah.
These will have dental items. We've talked to the local dentist, and that we've had a very good response from them, wanting to be part of this. Some will even want to talk about whether they can provide mobile service for that day,
Okay.
or can provide coupons since Medicaid. A lot of them don't take Medicaid now, but for this event, they are going to take Medicaid so that they can contribute to
Oh, that's
this
great.
event.
Yeah, that's great.
And we just have a lot of people that want to do it. We have the Black Professional Network. They're on board. They're one of our sponsors. Magic Touch is one of our sponsors. First Presbyterian is a sponsor.
Okay.
And not to forget, Fisher Street Community in Action. They were the first on board. They wanted to
Okay.
make sure that they're part of this because they see it as a good event, a good
Okay.
idea.
Okay.
So we got some good response. We still need some help, but we got some good response.
And I just have to add that you mentioned Fisher Street Community in Action. They are also one of the residential groups
Yes,
that
ma'am.
are part of the North Jonesboro Neighborhood Initiative. They are actually the one of the first groups that were organized. So it's wonderful to see that one of the organized community groups is actually sponsoring and supporting another organized community group.
And the
So
Ministers
that's
for a Better
exciting.
North Jonesboro, they're also part of this.
Okay, great, great. That's good. So, and they also are part of the North Jonesboro Neighborhood Initiative.
Yes.
So it's good to hear that these groups are giving back to the community by working with other groups who are part of the initiative. Now, you mentioned some of the organizations that that are providing sponsorships for the event. But you mentioned the Black Professionals Network,
Yes.
First Presbyterian Church, Fisher Street Community in Action. Did I miss anybody? Ministers for a Better North Jonesboro.
And Magic Touch.
And Magic Touch Dry Cleaners.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So that's a good start. But I know these ladies and gentlemen involved with this would love to have some more sponsors. So I want to put out a call to churches. I know they have been working with churches, inviting churches to sponsor, giving churches an opportunity to help sponsor this event. And so we want to put out a call to action to all churches.
Yes.
We would love to get you involved with this event, your missions department, just your church in general, maybe your women's department, for volunteers. And I believe they are still planning the meal, right?
Yes.
We still need help with the meal. So we have a church that's donating a lot of desserts. You know, if we can get a church to just donate a vegetable, you know, to get in touch with Reverend Johnson and say, well, you know what, I talked with my women's group and we want to donate all the green beans, for instance, you know, or talk with her about the menu they have planned and just, you know, donate as a church. If you can't do anything else, you could donate as a church food items. And also volunteers. You're going to need lots of volunteers that
Yes.
day, I imagine, to assist
Oh, and I
people.
forgot about City Youth Ministries. They are providing child care for the event.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah.
And I don't want to leave them out because they've been more than helpful. They have
That's great.
items to donate that were donated to them that's too large for their children.
Right.
So they're donating their excess to our
Okay.
event. And they are providing child care activities for the event.
Okay, that's great. So this is going to be a great day for some people who really need a break, who really deserve it. And so we just want the community to get involved and support this event. So tell us how to get in touch with you or someone else involved with this project if people would like to volunteer or donate.
The general number is 870-520-1610, or you could call me directly at 870-972-9734. If I'm not there, please leave a message. I promise I will get back to you shortly. We have had some women groups that answer that call just by conversations with you. Missy Threadgill and her group, they volunteered. They said whatever we're doing, they want to be part of it. So just a phone call to the right person. I don't want anyone to feel that they don't have anything to give, that they don't have anything to donate. Most of the people in our group are not well-to-do people, but we know that there are people worse off than we are. So we want to encourage anybody that has a desire to be part of this, please come and help us make this a great day.
Thank you. And I will add, just from a personal note, that I know a lot of us, we may not be homeless, but for a lot of people, we're not that far from homeless. I remember a time in my life not too long ago where I was near homeless. You know, I had my own place and I had kids and I had a house and furniture, but I lost my job. I was a single mom and I lost my job and I was out of work for a few months and I was struggling to make it. And I just realized that if I became ill at that time, that was it for me. If I had become ill. Now, of course, I had family that I probably would have ended up staying with, but I would have been in that near homeless category. So I think it's important for us to realize and remember for a lot of people, we are blessed and so fortunate that we do have our own place and a place to stay. But let's not get so caught up in that we don't realize that there are people who are still in need, who are in need, and anything we can do to make life a little better for them is going to be a blessing for them.
And I also want people to understand that just because a person is homeless, like Ms. Agnews said, doesn't mean that they have done something negligent or criminal to be homeless. But we don't care how they became homeless. Our issue is to try to give some comfort to them at this time. It's easy to judge what should or shouldn't have happened, but we don't want that to be a part of this. We want people to come out to show the love of Christ. It's a faith-based initiative, but we are not pushing one religion better than another. We want people who are in need to come out. This is a people thing. It's not a church thing.
Let's give the location, the date, the time.
North Point Church of Christ, 500 Pepper Street. It's from 12 o'clock to 4. And we hope that everyone will come out that can to help make this a special day.
Please get involved at some level, if it's just the day of, if that's all you can do the day of. But I know Reverend Johnson didn't mention it, but at some point they're going to have to sort through all these clothes. And they're going to line them up by sizes. So as people go around and shop, they'll know what sizes and which tables to go to. So there are going to be all kinds of volunteers needed. So please volunteer. Churches, we need your help. We're calling on you to help us with this, particularly in maybe providing dishes, providing a dish from the church. And if that's all, I want to thank you for being my guest today. I think this is a great thing that this committee is doing, and I know it's going to be successful. You all have been working so hard on it. So thank you so much. And to everyone, thank you, and have a great day.